Quick, name a twin-turbo 6-cylinder legend from the 90s. I'll wait. Yeah, you probably said Super or GTR, but did you name the 300ZX? Because the twin-turbo version is absolutely a legend, and you can find these dirt cheap all over Facebook Marketplace and offer up, but I'm here to tell you that everything that glitters ain't gold. Here's how to buy a 300ZX that won't be a money pit. The first tip we have today is checking on the timing belt status. These things have a 5-year lifespan. It's a rubber component and it wears out over time. So you want to make sure that you know when it was done and make sure they give you proof. A timing belt kit is about $700-800 if you want to pay someone else to do it, which I recommend. Be prepared to pay a little bit more for that service. Why are you buying a 300ZX besides the fact that Super is going to cost an arm and a leg and the GTR is going to cost you your firstborn child? Probably because of how it looks. That sexy cheese wedge body.
Ooh, Japanese cheese wedge.
Delicious. But here's a little tip that a lot of people don't know. If you crouch down and look at the pinch welds under the car, you can see if they've been bent. They actually have standard jacking points that are further inboard of the car. People just are used to using pinch welds and they bend them all up. If you find a 300ZX that has pinch welds all bent up, you can pretty much assume that it's been on jack stands a lot, which means you're probably going to work on it a lot. I want to tell you that you should probably do a compression check on any 300ZX you're buying. A compression check is cheap insurance to make sure that the engine you're buying is solid. It checks to see if the piston rings are sealing, if the valves are sealing, and if you've got good literal compression in the cylinder. A good 300ZX motor should have compression in the range of 145 to 160 PSI per cylinder. If you have any cylinders that are much lower or much higher than the other one, you should plan and budget for a rebuild. I bought my 300ZX out of state and I fell in love with the color. I fell in love with the options and I fell in love with the condition of the car. I asked the seller to do a compression check for me and he took it to a mechanic that he knew and they gave me the compression numbers for cylinders 1 through 4. And I asked them to send me 5 and 6 and the mechanic said, oh, I didn't get a photo of the compression numbers for those 2 cylinders, but they were the same. This was my mess up, guys. Honestly, I should have said, no, this isn't a full job. You need to send me 5 and 6. Because guess what? When I get my car over here, 3 weeks after I've been driving it, kaboom, cylinder 6 is gone. I'm shooting oil out of the dipstick. I'm shooting smoke out the back like I got a mosquito fogger hooked up to my car. Don't skip that compression check. Learn from my mistake. One of the things that I wasn't really aware of when I bought my Z is that the twin turbo models come with adjustable suspension. Yeah, I thought it was like new age tech, but I guess not. Nissan was way ahead of their time. The suspension actually has a sport and a touring button, which stiffens it up. If you're planning on swapping over to coilovers, and this isn't an issue, but if you want that OG goodness, you can put your ear to the motor and have someone hit the switch. And if you hear that motor turning, you know that it's good. If you don't hear anything, you can probably budget for replacing that motor. Here's the rub. That adjustable suspension is discontinued and it's kind of hard to find. Now, it wouldn't be a 300ZX if it didn't have T-tops. All you slick top lovers, get out of my face. I don't get the appeal. What's the point of buying a T-top car that doesn't have T-tops?
Oh, you saved 200 pounds.
Big deal.
Turn the boost up.
There's like this big myth that they all leak and they can't be fixed. It's a fairly easy thing to fix, so don't let leaking T-tops scare you away. However, if the T-tops have been leaking a long time, you typically will find stains on the interior, and this is something that I would say is probably a deal breaker. Because if you're like me and you have the suede option in your twin turbo ZX, that suede gets stained by water. You can visually see the water stains on the doors and on the seats and on the rug, so just be on the lookout when you're shopping for a Z. The next thing you should look out for to avoid buying a money pit 300ZX are the injectors. The 300ZX came with side feed injectors similar to a Subaru. These injectors are of questionable reliability. It's likely that if the car is still running, the injectors have been replaced at some point in its life, so you want to ask the seller when they did it. If you find a car with top feed injectors, that's a big bonus. In addition to checking on these injectors, you want to check right where the injectors connect to the harness. I would say that 70% of the common issues can be solved by just replacing the engine harness. It's fairly inexpensive at about $500 to $600. You can even get them customized. I mean, you're buying a 30-year-old car, so you gotta set some money aside to fix these things. There's another thing I wanna bring to your attention. The way these engines are stuffed in that engine bay creates a lot of issues with cooling. These engines tend to run hot on the rear 2 cylinders. If the engine has been rebuilt, you wanna ask the seller if they took the time to hone the water jackets. From the factory, this cast iron engine has what's known as casting flash in the water jackets. This casting flash is just a buildup of iron that doesn't allow water to flow through as smooth as it should. If they didn't do it, then you should budget some cooling mods. The next tip I want to talk about is the power steering hose. If you look under the reservoir, you may see leaking power steering. Under it, there's a J hose that hooks up to that. It's a pretty cheap fix, but they leak like crazy. It's a fairly simple fix, and it's a good negotiation point for you. Maybe you can get a few bucks off for that Z. So that wraps it up. Those are the tips that I have for buying a 300ZX that won't be a money pit. If you have any more tips, please leave them in the comments. And if this video helped you, please like and subscribe. Thank you.